So I graduated from the University of Boya in 2009. Oh my god, guys, I'm old! Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kenna and I am a Cameroonian YouTuber based in Douala, Cameroon. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. Please do click on that subscribe button if this is your first time here. I have a lot of videos. We do a lot of things on this channel. I have my playlist section. Just go there. I'm definitely sure you're going to find something that you love there on my playlist. I have playlists on vlogs like my life as I live it. I have restaurant reviews, I have tag videos, I have random chit chats, I have story times. Oh, my story times. I love my story time section, so I recommend that you watch story times, especially if you are that person that loves to gist. So today is kind of a story time. I will be sharing with you. Is it story time? Like, it's a chit chat video, but I'll be sharing with you my experience as an unemployed graduate in Cameroon. So I graduated from the University of Boya in 2009. Oh my god, guys, I'm old! I've left the university 11 years ago. Call me mommy, please. As in, everybody watching this video has to call me mommy. I am old. I never really thought about it. Anyway, I left the university 8 years ago. I'm sorry, 11 years ago. Surviving as an unemployed graduate in Cameroon is not easy. It is not easy at all. I can say that with my full chest. It is not easy. See guys, I'll start this video by sharing with you guys my experience, how it went for me, and then I'll go ahead now and then I'll just tell you guys how you can survive, because a lot of us have problems with surviving as a jobless graduate. See guys, it's painful for me because I'm one of those people that has actually worked before stopped working. So by the time I was graduating in that 2009, I was lucky enough I picked up a job. So I worked that job for like 3 months, but guys, it was too tedious. I was growing too slim. I did not have time to do anything, eat, rest, anything. I kept working and working and working. So my parents got worried and they were like, no Kenna, this thing is eating you up. You're looking sick all the time. You're not looking okay. So we think that it is better for you to stop doing this job and just stay home or look for something else. So that's how I left that job. I stayed home. Guys, I stayed home for a couple of months, like 2 months, 3 months. It was not easy. See guys, to be unemployed and you're staying in your father's house, it's not biscuit. See, I was staying in my house and everybody that was at home at that time was either going to school or doing something. So my parents get up, they go to work. My cousins that were living with us, my brothers, they get up, they go to school, and I'm left home. See guys, I became the international cook. What was I not cooking? As in, what was I not cooking? Times like this, when I think about it, I was like, oh my god, if YouTube was then, I would have just made use of it. See, I was cooking. I became the international cook. I would cook this one today, cook that one tomorrow, cook this one. As in, I was cooking. That was basically all I had to do. And see guys, in my house, my mom does not care whether you have something to do in the morning or not. In the house, every day we get up at 6 a.m. for prayers. So she'll wake us up 6 a.m. for prayers. You go now, you finish praying, and then she'll be like, okay, I'll make that this breakfast, because everybody's preparing to go to school. I'm the only one who's not going to school. So I start preparing that this breakfast. I do my dad's breakfast, prepare breakfast, put on the table, I bounce straight into the kitchen, start cooking. So that was basically my life, like cooking for my parents. I was just like So majority of the time when I finish cooking like that, I cannot stay on my own. I'll just leave and go and visit my friend Kati. My friend Kati, at that time, she was teaching in Sase, so I used to spend a lot of time there. I'll get up in the morning early, cook, prepare, I go and stay in her house just to have a little bit of sanity. But it was not still easy, because each time I'll go there, she was teaching. So there are times that I'll go and reach there and she's like, oh, I have a class now, she has to leave me, go and teach, come back. Everybody is as a knew me. I was like a teacher there. Everybody knew me. I was always going there. So after some time, my friend taught there for like a year, and then she was thinking, she was like, she cannot end up like this. She wants to go back to school. She wants to go and do a master's. So I was like, oh, that's a good idea. At that time, Eric in Yaoundé was like the thing. You know the way us Anglophones are, when we discovered that, oh, there's this happening thing everybody wants to do. At that time, everybody was writing Eric. So Eric was, people were about to write Eric, and I was just like, oh, I can even go and try Eric too. So let's go together. That time, me and my friend, I cannot separate from my friend. So that's what I decided to do. Okay, I'm going to write Eric. So we now went to Yaoundé. I stayed for a couple of months. I wrote Eric. I passed the written part. Unfortunately, I failed the oral, so I had to come back to Boya. My friend was going to the Catholic University, so she went off to the university. I came back to Boya, guys. I stayed in Boya for I think 1 month. Again, it was not easy. I heard that there was a master's program that I could do in SWA. I told my dad, see, that my dad is a teacher, so he's a school person. He promotes anything education. So I was like, Daddy, I want to go and do a master's. He was happy. He was like, okay, if you want to further your education, no problem. That's how I moved now from Boya to Yaoundé. I stayed in Yaoundé for a couple of months. I think like 11 months. I was doing this program. After some time, I think like almost a year and a half, they came and they canceled that program, guys. Those years wasted. My dad could not be paying for a house where I was not doing anything, so I had to go back again I had to go back to Boya. I went back to Boya, guys. This time I felt like I was going to go crazy. This time was something else. See, when my mom wants to go for a condolence visit, my mom is like, Kenna, after work today, we're going to greet this my friend that her father died. Kenna, I want to go to this burial. We're going together. So I was following my mom everywhere. I was like my mom's handbag. Everywhere that my mom wanted to go. Who is the child that is not doing anything? Kenna. So I was going to go with my mom. I started going to all funerals. all my mom's activities I was going. If my dad wanted to go to a wedding or to a meeting and my mom was not around, who were they going to take? I see, who would they pick? Kenna. So I was going to I was my father's +1 for weddings, for my father's occasions. I was my father's +1 on days that I was going to feel so bored. I'll be like, Lucy, please, can you come with us? She'll follow us, I will go. But that is how it works. If anybody sits, like if any of my cousins, my aunties, they needed help, they want to travel, they need somebody to stay with their children or to take babysit or take care of their house, the first person that comes to their mind is Kenna. Oh, Kenna, please come and stay with us for this time. Come and help me do this. Come and help me do that. So I was just like, they were just tossing me up and down. I was almost going crazy. Like, oh my God. See, guys, it was hard. I would sit some days and cry my eyes out like, Papa God. So I went to school, and this is how things had to be. The worst part is when you're with your parents and you're not working. See, I'm just lucky that I had parents that would not sit and be like, well, I've wasted the money on school, because I have friends that went through that. Their parents are like, I've wasted the money for you to go to school. You have come back, here you are, you're looking at us, you're not doing anything, you are just useless, just filling space. I'm still spending more money on you. See, guys, I did not have that kind of problem. My parents were pretty understanding, because they saw that I was struggling, like I was dropping documents and doing things, but it was not just coming, it was not just working. So I would sit some days, especially like a day if I just tell my father is having difficulties, like if my dad needs one emergency 50k, or if the gas gets finished in the house and I cannot pay, guys, I would just start crying. I would cry my eyes out, because I'll be like, oh my God, this is the time that I had to be making my parents proud. This is the time that I had to be pampering my parents, taking care of my parents, giving them every single thing that they want. Here I am, I'm instead increasing their burden. Like, I used to be so hard. I used to cry, and guys, trust me, the crying did not stop. Even up to some days now, I still cry. I can remember some days when my husband gets up and he's going to work. See, I just burst into tears. I just start crying, because I'm like, oh my God, I have to be working. Like, I have to be working. I want to be making money, but it's not happening. So it's just kind of depressing sometimes. At times I'll just get up, write a list of all the people I know, start calling them. I'm looking for work. I'm looking like, at times I'll sit and be like, I curse everybody I know. Nobody can help me to look for a job. See, guys, it is not easy. It is not easy. Like, it is really stressful. After all that, I started realizing, like, oh, Kenna, you have made a mistake. You see, there are things that you love doing, that instead of you wasting time to go and get another master's, or be struggling to go back to school, or just sitting there doing nothing, there are a couple of things that you can actually do that will take your mind off things. So that's how I started looking at it. That's how I started moving off through the frustration of being a graduate, like being an unemployed graduate in Cameroon. Like, it's not easy. So those are the points that I'm going to be sharing with you guys now, because it might help. The first thing that I'll tell you to do is, instead of you struggling to go back to acquire degree, PhD, because a lot of people in Cameroon, that's what I've discovered now, a lot of people in Cameroon, they are using, like, okay, since maybe people are not having jobs because they have only degree, maybe if I have a master's, I'm going to make it. But now almost everybody around has masters. So you see people like, if I go to this professional school, maybe I'll make it, or if I do this, maybe I'll make it. Or instead, they keep going to school and more school. And for me, I feel like at that point, it's kind of you wasting your money. What I think is better for you at this point is to try to monetize a skill of yours. You know what you're good at, you know those things that you're good at. So instead of you trying to use all your parents' money to go to different schools, preferably sit them down and tell them that this is an idea you have, this is the skill that you know that you're good at. You could be good at sewing, you could be good with business, you could be good at convincing people to buy things. You just sit and tell your parents, like, okay, I've been thinking, I've gone to school, the job is not coming, things are not happening, so I feel like I can start a business, I feel like I can monetize this skill, I feel like I can learn how to do this thing. Even if you don't know how to do it, I feel like I can learn how to bake cakes or cook food well and start selling, or like just monetize your skill, something that you know you do very well, you can monetize it. That is one way that you can take yourself off that frustrated way. The next thing I'll tell you to do is you have to learn how to be flexible. A lot of people today are jobless not because they did not have any options. I know people who have had options, but they're like, oh my god, see this uncle that I have, he has the same certification as I am, and this uncle, he's a CEO somewhere. How can I now have the same certification and then I'm going for a job for 100k? See, you have to be strategic. Yes, I'm not just saying that you should jump at any job that you see, but you have to be strategic. You also have to think like, okay, I have to start from somewhere to go somewhere. A lot of people don't want to start from somewhere. A lot of people who graduate see themselves like, oh, I'm too high, I can't do this, I can't do that, I need but from this and from that. But you have, given with the way Cameroon is, you have to start from somewhere. Another thing I'll tell you to do is do internship, do volunteer, work for free. It will not kill you. It is better than sitting at home doing nothing. And this is something that I did not do and I regretted. If I knew, I would have done the volunteering, because I was like, I cannot be going, who be paying my transport, who be feeding me while I'm there, who will be doing this, who will be doing that. And I sat. But in Cameroon, majority of the work, when you go, you want to work somewhere, the least that they'll ask you is, have you worked for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? So how do you get the work experience? You just have to work in some places for free in order to build your CV. Because if you don't have any job, if you don't have any work experience, it's going to be difficult for people to employ you. So if you want to be employed, you have to try your best just to put yourself out there, do something, do an internship, do a volunteering job. And some of those work, they finally even employ you. Like, I have a cousin of mine, when she finished school, she saw how I was getting really frustrated, that she was just like, I'm not going to see myself, like, I cannot even be like Kenna, this sending that they're sending her, all these odd jobs that she's doing, I cannot even do it. So she started volunteering somewhere. She volunteered for a year, and then after that they started giving her money. It wasn't like much money, but at least it could take care of her feeding and her transportation, you see. So she was living on that, and when she showed them what she could offer, she showed them that she was a valuable asset. That's how they kept her there, and they started paying her well. So sometimes you just have to put yourself out there. You just have to be flexible. You have to decide that, oh, I can be flexible. I I can do something else. As in, don't just sit there hoping that one day things are going to get better. Of course, in this country that we are in, there's no assurance. And then the last thing I'm going to tell you that I always say is you have to network, you have to walk around. Don't sit at home crying, feeling sorry for yourself, because that's what I was doing for the longest time. I sat down feeling sorry for myself. I was not interacting with people, so people don't even know that I'm looking for a job, because I am not going out there and telling people that, oh, I'm finished from school, I'm done with school, I'm now looking for a work, I studied this and I'm now looking for work. Sorry, I studied this and I studied that. No, majority of the time I just sat home feeling sorry for myself, crying, and that was hurting me, because if I had put myself more out there, you don't know who you meet where, you don't know where your helper is, so you have to put yourself out there and just basically get to know more people, because you don't know who is going to help you. Yes guys, this was my experience, and those are points I have that I think can help you as a jobless Cameroonian. Okay, thank you guys for watching. If you want me to do more videos like this, you know what to do. Let me know in the comment section. Click like, share the video, because it might just help somebody. Thank you guys for watching, and I am going to see you on my next one. Love you. Bye.